So today we arrived in Qaqortoq, which is in Greenland, and we arrived in intense fog. I actually thought that we're going to cancel the port today because in fog it makes it very, very hard to navigate and it makes our tender operation a nightmare. However, as you can see, the weather has picked up very nicely. And yes, we managed to tender ashore, and I'm on a tour today. I am on a tour with a massive amount of people. All of 3 other people are here. And we are at the island of Hvalsi, I believe that's how I say it. And there's nothing here. It's just the most serene, beautiful place I think I may possibly have ever been to. There are icebergs to my left, there are icebergs to my right. There's an old Viking church here and an old Viking cemetery, massive mountains, and the thing that really gets you is how quiet it is. I've never heard in my life complete silence. Until today. There is literally no noise here. There's no animals, there's no cars, there's no people talking. It's deadly quiet. And it's just brilliant.
Five hours later.
We are back on board the ship. I've done my evening stint of work and now we're just going to chill. Gonna go and have some food in a minute. I quite fancy some pizza tonight. So I'm going to go to the pizzeria and watch this wonderful sail away. I mean, just as I look out the window, look at this. Absolutely amazing. So just a massive iceberg just floating past my window, just chilling, you know, like you do, just cruising past an iceberg. It's just unbelievable. They're just everywhere. There's another one there. They're just massive. The video does not do it justice at all. That thing is gigantic. So that's like the 15,000th iceberg that I've seen today, but I can never get bored of looking at them. There's something so, I don't know, elegant and majestic about an iceberg. They just, I don't know, enchanting in their aura, how they just sit there all shiny and icy and beautiful. I don't know. Now, I'm going to admit something. I think this is my new favorite cruise. Now, I've done some really cool cruises in my short career already with Princess, I did the Land of the Midnight Sun in Norway where the sun doesn't set. That's brilliant. I did the Panama Canal. That's great. The world cruise, of course, was next level. There's something about this cruise though. Every single person on board this ship, the guests and the crew, everybody gets so excited when we see a glacier or an iceberg, and because it's so new and so raw for everybody, there's just this whole vibe of excitement no matter where you go on board this ship, and it's infectious and it's brilliant. And I think if you ever do a Greenland cruise again, because we only do 1 or 2 a year, it's going to be the same no matter when you do this. So if you want to do a cruise and you want to do something unique and different and scenic and pretty and beautiful, this is the one. Oh, I did go for a brief wander around the town of Qaqortoq after my tour finished. Didn't spend long, I only had about half an hour, but I met up with the photo manager, Kat, who I spend a lot of time with on board this ship. We play a lot of games of Scrabble and she beats me every single time. I will beat you before I go home, Kat, at Scrabble. But we went shopping, we went to a grocery store, which sounds kind of dull, I know, but I needed some things to live with. I needed some shampoo. And it wasn't actually as expensive as you would have thought. Bearing in mind we're in a really remote part of the world, Greenland actually isn't that expensive. This supermarket was like any regular supermarket. Yes, it was small, but it was just like any regular supermarket you go to around the world. They had brands that we know. They had Haribo's, they had Dolmio, they had, fairly, normal brands across the world. And they weren't ridiculously priced. It was actually probably cheaper here than in Iceland, which I'm very, very surprised at. However, one thing that was extremely expensive was fresh fruit. And fresh fruit was always going to be very expensive because you can't really grow it in Iceland. It was about £2 for an avocado, a single avocado, which is very expensive. It was about £1 for a lemon. I mean, I get it. You have to have these things fresh, and you can't grow avocados or lemons in in Greenland. They have to come from somewhere warm. There's no airport in Qaqortoq where we were, so I assume it gets shipped in somehow. Qaqortoq itself, very cute little town, as I say. Only about 3,000 people live there. It's very, very small. There were 2 cruise ships here today, which is unbelievable. There was Island Princess and the Zoiderdam, Holland America, were here as well. As I got on the tender today, it was that foggy I couldn't see anything. And then this big black hull appeared out of nowhere, and I didn't even see the Zoiderdam until it was right on top of us. But yeah, really strange how there were 2 ships here today. 3,000 people live in Qaqortoq. There were 6,000 people that descended on them today across our 2 ships. I don't know who scheduled 2 ships in a tiny port in one day, but the town was very, very busy today. As I say, cute little town, not a lot there. End of the day, it's not particularly very touristy, it's just where people live, that fish and all that kind of stuff. So yes, I'm gonna go and get some pizza and go up at some more icebergs.
Later that same evening.
I've just had my dinner with just the most unbelievable backdrop. I mean, we sailed away. The scenery gets even more ridiculous as you cruise out to sea. These icebergs get absolutely massive. They just get bigger and bigger and bigger. They're the size of planets out here. That one right there, you could land a plane on. It's huge. And they just goes on for miles. There's so many, just a collection, a gaggle, a group of icebergs. I don't know what the collective noun is for icebergs, but there's a lot of them right behind me. It's unbelievable. And I'm absolutely freezing, so I'm gonna go back in. Tonight is Latin night, so we're gonna go and have a Latin party. But first of all, I'm gonna go and have some pizza. We have a white glacier pizza today, which is cheese, 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 and more cheese. But the white glacier pizza has a very apt name for where we currently are. See you in the crew bar for Latin night.